Okay, let's talk about something incredibly frustrating. Have you ever spent hours getting a job application just right, only to send it out into a black hole? It's a feeling so many of us know. Well, today, we're pulling back the curtain on the phantom job, that amazing role that just seems to disappear, and we're going to find out why.
You know how it goes, right? You're scrolling through LinkedIn and there it is, the perfect job. So you spend the next 5 hours tweaking your resume, writing that cover letter that's just the right mix of professional and, let's be honest, a little bit fake. And you click apply with all this hope.
And then, what happens? Absolutely nothing. Crickets, not even a generic rejection email. And it just makes you wonder, was that job even real to begin with? And the really depressing part is, a lot of the time, it wasn't.
So what you've probably run into is what we're calling a phantom job. And trust me, you are not alone. Millions of people fall for these postings every single year, put up by companies you've actually heard of for jobs that simply don't exist. So let's get into what's really going on.
All right, our first reason is one of the most common, and it hides behind some classic corporate speak. See, companies aren't always posting jobs because they need to hire someone right now. A lot of the time, they're just building the pipeline.
So what does that even mean? Well, building a pipeline is basically just a nice way of saying they're collecting resumes. They're creating a big database of potential candidates for a job that might open up someday or might not. For you, it means all that hard work just gets filed away for a rainy day that may never come.
And this isn't some rare thing. Oh no, a recent survey found that a whopping 60% of companies that post these phantom jobs admit they're doing it just to collect resumes. There is zero plan to actually hire anyone anytime soon.
And this has a real impact on people. Just listen to this story from a Reddit user talking about the tech firm Lumen Alta. He spent 6 hours, doing an assessment for them. They promised him a follow-up call, and then he got completely ghosted. His conclusion? The job was a fake, posted just so they could pad out their hiring pipeline. Okay, here's another super common one, the internal hire charade. The company already knows who they're going to hire. It's Jack from accounts, he's a shoo-in. But HR rules say they have to post the job publicly to create this illusion of a fair process. It's all a show. The hard truth is, no matter how amazing your resume is, that job was never ever up for grabs. You never had a shot.
But believe it or not, it gets so much worse. In this next section, we're moving past time wasting and into something way more sinister. Some people are calling it the Great Interview Heist, where companies aren't just ignoring you, they are actively stealing from you.
So here's how the heist goes down. Step 1. They give you a test. Hey, can you create a sample pitch? A quick design? A marketing strategy? It takes you hours, maybe days. Step 2. They interview you, maybe multiple times, and they just mine you for all your best ideas. Step 3. Just when you think an offer is coming, they ghost you. And then, the final kick in the gut, step 4. Your work, your brilliant ideas, they suddenly show up on the company website. No job, no credit, and definitely no money. Let's be really clear about this exchange. Your hard work, your intellectual property, becomes their shiny new feature. That amazing idea you shared in the interview? Yeah, that's now part of their new revenue strategy. The design you stayed up all night working on? It's on their homepage now. It's not just unfair, it's theft, plain and simple.
And if you think this sounds too crazy to be true, these are real stories from real people. There's an architect who saw his exact designs used by a company after they rejected him, a writer who went through 8 weeks of interviews pitching tons of story ideas only to get a no and then watch every single one of his pitches get published on their blog. And the worst part? The job he applied for was still up, just fishing for more free ideas from the next person.
So why? Why would companies do all this? Well, beyond grabbing resumes and stealing ideas, there's an even bigger game being played. It's all about perception. It's about keeping up appearances and creating the illusion that they're growing and thriving.
The number one reason, accounting for 45% of cases, is to impress customers and investors. I mean, if a company looks like it's always hiring, it must be doing great, right? It also helps boost the morale of the people who already work there. And of course, it's a sneaky way to collect your data or just get their brand name out there without spending a dime on advertising.
And here's the really cynical part. It works. 70% of companies who do this say it actually helps their bottom line. It boosts their revenue because customers see all this activity and think, wow, this company's busy and successful, I should work with them. They are literally profiting from lying to you.
Okay, so we know the why. Now let's get to the how many. And I'm going to warn you, The numbers here are pretty shocking. The scale of this problem is, well, it's huge.
Just let this number sink in for a second. At least 40%, 40, of all companies that were surveyed admitted to posting a ghost job. That's nearly 1 out of every 2 companies. It's not a fringe problem, it's mainstream.
And yet, some industries are way worse than others. The #1 offender? Construction, where almost 38% of job ads are fake. Right behind that are the arts and creative fields at 34%, and then the legal industry at 29%. Now, this next statistic is, frankly, one of the most messed up. A mind-blowing 77% of managers actually believe that posting fake job openings makes their current employees more productive. What's the logic there? Well, it keeps their own team feeling insecure, like they could be replaced at any moment, so they'll work harder. It is a deliberate, manipulative tactic. So, what about the ethics of all this? Do they know it's wrong? Well, it seems like they've already decided. An incredible 7 out of 10 companies that post phantom jobs say they believe the practice is morally acceptable. There is a massive disconnect between how companies see this and the reality for every single person applying for these jobs. And look, this isn't some problem that's always been this way. It is getting so much worse. Just a few years ago, back in 2020, about 8 out of every 10 jobs posted actually led to someone getting hired. That seemed reasonable. Today, that number has been cut in half. It's now just 4 in 10. The job market is literally twice as fake as it was just a few years ago. So here's the big takeaway. The system is just way more broken than most of us ever thought. The next time you're scrolling through job listings feeling that hope when you see a perfect opening, you just have to ask yourself, how many of these are real opportunities and how many are just really well-disguised traps? It's a tough question, but one we all have to start asking.